On a fini déjà.
Hey, hello. It's Richard. How's everybody doing? I'm alright. I'm here still in Africa. I'm in Africa. And I've just come to obviously donate a lot of the clothes that you've given. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you know who you are, the people that have donated the clothes. We're here at this hospital. This is a hospital which we mainly always donate clothes in. This place. I'm gonna show you the inside of it as well. It's, you know, 'cause obviously they've got a maternity inside. They've got a operation center. They've got a center where obviously they're looking after people that are literally sick. Do you know what I mean? But I'm gonna show you the inside when we go inside of how this place is like. This lady here, she's responsible in this hospital. She's the responsible party in this hospital. So she's gonna also take us around. I mean, I know what the hospital looks like because I've been here before. So I know. And this is the hospital. This is what it is. It's called really good center.
Madame Cathy.
This is Madame Cathy.
Responsable de
She said she's responsible of this hospital. And her name is Madame Katumbi, as you've heard the name. So we're gonna walk into this hospital. As you can see, this is the outside of it. So we're going around and I'm just showing you the outside. This here is called La Semence. As you can see, that's what it's called, La Semence. So this is actually a hospital. I know it's probably not in the best condition, which is in African standard, that's the best I can do, but this is actually a hospital which obviously receives patients. See, so this is responsible. We're gonna go in the hospital with her so you can have a look at what's actually in the hospital. As you can see, some of these are patients, so they're waiting outside. There's not enough space for everybody. So all these are just patients. They're just sat here, just waiting. So as we go inside as well, this is the first room we're gonna go into. Yeah, we're just going to introduce some of these, some of the people that are here. These are handicapped people. Those people that are disabled, as you all know. These are disabled people. They're here. All these as well. They're all disabled. These people that you see over here. And as you can see, this is what they use. This is actually a radiographer machine, and it is a very, very old one. I mean, I don't know when this was made, but this is the best they have. They really need the equipment. If we can help them with some medical equipment, because this is very, very old. It's archaic. It's something which we don't even, it doesn't even exist anymore where we are. Do you know what I mean? So they're really in need of medical equipment. As we go further in, as you can see, this is the state of the hospital. You can see it's not very clean either, but it's the best they can do. So as we go in here, these are the beds where patients are actually laid in. So patients are laid in these beds. Not the best again, like I said. Not very clean, not very tidy, but it's the best they can do, and it's the best they can do with what they have. So as we go through here, to the next room, including this is a generator, but the generator doesn't even work. So if there's no power in this hospital, that's it, because this generator is here, it doesn't work. It's been broken for God knows how long, and they don't have money to actually afford to get it fixed. So we're going into the next room. As you can see, there's more patients here. It's just full of patients. The capacity of this hospital doesn't attain all these patients, but they've got nowhere else to go. This is the only center they have for miles, so everybody's over here. As you can see, it's just full of old women. A lot of these are widows, you know what I mean? This is a pharmacist. I mean, it is a deplorable condition, as you can see. Look at the medicines that they have. It is in an appalling state. Look at the pharmacy. Personally, look at the pharmacy. I mean, this also acts as a bedroom at night, as you can see. It's in the worst state that you could imagine. all these few medicines that they have, this is the only thing they have in what is so-called a pharmacist. So it is very, very in poor condition. As you can see, there's no light, there's not even a bulb. So we're in dire need of help. Do you know what I mean? We need all the donation we can, especially medical equipment. So we're going further through. So I just want you to follow me. I'm going further. These are all the patients. You see, all these are patients. There isn't somewhere. So this is the best. This is the best we can do. So you can see all these are just sat there. There's not enough space for everybody, but there's nowhere else to put them. This is where, you know, they have to wait to get treatment. And some of these could wait up to 10, 12, even 15 hours just for treatment. Now, I want to take you into something very interesting. This is very interesting. It's very intimate because not a lot of people like to show it. So it's a bit of an embarrassment. But this is the toilet. As you can see, this is a hospital toilet. Look at what state this hospital toilet is. So you're coming here to get treatment, you might just get more infections just from here. So it is in a deplorable state. This is a toilet, literally in a hospital. That is a shower. So if you go closer in there, that's another toilet. Sorry, it's not a shower. It's in there. That's another toilet. As you can see, the state it's in the most deplorable state. Do you know what I mean? In a hospital, this is a toilet, literally in a hospital. So what we're just trying to do is, even if we can get them a normal seated toilets, which is going to be easier for them, that will make a big difference. Do you know what I mean? But this is a hospital toilet, and from here you can actually smell the stench of it. So it's not the cleanest hospitals. Do you know what I mean? So if you're coming over here to get treatment, 9 out of 10, if you're sat here waiting, there's more than likely you're going to get another infection. So you've come with different illness, you might end up getting a different illness being over here. So as we go further on, I'll show you, as we go further on, these are still all patients, as you can see, they're all waiting here. This is where they wash their hands, you know, just due to COVID and everything else. My kids still on this. This is where they wash their hands and all that. So, follow me. If you like to follow me, all these again are all widows, you know, and all these are like patients. And this is the only hospital they have to come and get treatment. As you can see, there's a lot of people waiting to get treatment, you know. So, we're going to go back inside the hospital so I can show you more. And over here, all they're just doing is recording people's names as we do in the register. But we have the luxury to put it all in a computer. They are still doing it in pen. We have the luxury of doing it in the computer. As you can see, they're still writing everything in pen, as you can see. So everything is obviously still done in pen, as you can see. As we come through here, this is why I was showing you. Everything's still done in pens, and they're just showing a list of orphans. And these are the list of widows, and this is the list of orphans. As you can see, they're still doing everything here by paper. It's not even on computer. So we're gonna carry on. Okay. We're gonna carry on. If you like to follow me, we're gonna carry on. This again, this is where they do all the testing. You know, like for blood and also. I mean, look at the laboratory equipment. This is so ancient. You know, it's very, very old, but it's the best they have. You know, this is where they store blood. There's not a fridge in this place. There's no fridge whatsoever. As you can see, all this is literally a laboratory. It's in the most diabolical state you can imagine. So, as you can see, we're still in a laboratory, but the only thing that divides us from the laboratory is just from the actual patient's room is this wooden block. So this wooden thing's been made as a sort of like as a splitter between the laboratory and where the patients are. So it's not even like a full room that's been marked properly, or it's not even like in the best state, like in a more sanitary state. It's just deplorable. You know what I mean? Like it's in an appalling state. That's the word I'm looking for. In a very appalling state. This is just the name of, like I said, the hospital again. It's called Biomed Center. And this is Madame
Cathy.
Madame Cathy, like I said, is the responsible here. She'll say a few words as well, and I'll translate for you because she only speaks French and Lingala. But we're gonna carry on, and I'll show you further as we take our tour, so you can see further. These are all patients, as you can see. These are maternity. Right, this is the maternity, as you can see. That's a newborn baby. It's a maternity. There's no light. There's no light in here. There's no nothing. It's literally a mother and a baby. So there's no equipment whatsoever. As you can see, it's just an empty room with a mosquito net for the mother and the child. As you can see, and look at the state of the bed. I mean, this is just dire. This isn't even. This is. I wouldn't even let a dog sleep on this. This is very, very appalling. It's very, very bad. But all it is I'm not degrading them, but I want you to just see how they're suffering and the fact that they need a lot of help. They need your contribution, your donations, you know, equipment, bedding, bed. Like I said, I'll take you to the rest of the center before I let Madame Cathy say a few words to yourself, and then we could also see some of the orphans and the widows, and I'm gonna also be giving out a lot of the donation that I've received from yourselves. So we're gonna move on to the next room. This is where patients are observed. You know, patients are observed. Patients here. This is this lady here. She's very, very ill. She's very sick, as you can see. These are how we tie a drip. You know, there's nothing else that we can put here except for a rope to keep a drip going. And she's there with her child. And like I said, here this can accommodate up to 10, even 50, even something 20 people. This little room, that's usually built for 2 or 3. But it can accommodate up to 20, 25, and 30 people. From what Madame Cathy told me, sorry. So if you look at some of the bed, they're missing mattresses. I mean, this is what we have to deal with. We're missing mattresses. We need mattresses and bedding. You know, every little contribution helps. This is just a bed made of metal. It's not even spring. It's just a bed, and they need mattress. They need mattresses. They're short of mattresses. Any equipment you can donate. As we see, we're going into this room.
Ça, c'est la salle d'opération.
Madame.
On a des insuffisances de locales, donc on partage ça avec l'accouchement. Si notre personne arrive, peut-être quand on a des cas, l'opération et l'accouchement, ça me semble vraiment très très difficile. Comprenez que si la personne accouche et de l'autre côté, la personne on opère, c'est une grande difficulté quand même. Notre frère peut le constater lui-même. Et là en place.
What Madame Cathy has said, this is an operation. This is where they operate people, and what she's saying as well, yeah, is this is where women give birth, and over here is where they actually perform their surgery. So surgery is performed here, and birth is performed here. So this is like a maternity as well. So sometimes what she's saying is, you can have 2 people in this room. There could be a lady here giving birth, and there could be some other person here having an operation, because they don't have the space. They have to squeeze them both in. So one could be sat here, lay down here, giving birth, and the other one could be over here having a surgery. So as you can see, it's just one room, and even the table, the surgery, this is just appalling. It's all they have, and it's all that they can afford.
Le médecin l'infirmier traitant est là.
This is a nurse. This is one of our nurses. You'd like to introduce yourself?
Infirmier traitant.
Yes, she works here as well, so she's a nurse. And that's the doctor. He's the doctor. His name is. This is our doctor. His name is Dr. Katan du Matin. You've heard his name. So he's the doctor here. And we've met them both in just this room here, this operational room. This is where they conduct most of their work in these rooms. Just a pair of them. I'll speak to all of them, and whatever they tell you, I'll put it onto film. I'll translate for you the difficulties that they're having and what they're asking for. So let us finish first of all around. Let us finish first of all. Let us finish, and then let us finish first of all, and then I'll show you each one of these professionals and what they have to say regarding the center and what they would expect, they would like for you to do, because obviously, like I said, they need help, they need donations. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just I think there's one more room left, and then from there I'll take each of them to explain. And like I said, because I don't know English, when they'll explain, I'll let you know. As you can see, they don't have a fridge, so they're putting blood inside the bottle like that, with water, with ice. So over here, what was here, this is actually blood. As you can see, most blood are kept in the fridge, but this, because they don't have a fridge, they've put it in this bowl, and this bowl, what they had was ice, and the ice has actually melted, so all that's left is just this. So as you can see, it's not even in a condition that's usable, but they have to use it, but they just don't have anywhere to put this, where this is supposed to be under ice, but because there's no fridge, they can't afford a fridge. They have to put it this way. They have to buy ice and put it in a bowl. So, like I said, I will get each one of them to explain to me and to explain to yourselves what they expect from you, or they want you to help them with, or what is lacking. So we're going to go on to the next room. So here we're going again. We're going past everybody. We're going past everybody.
Stop esatto, io li stavo. Stop esatto. Stop. J'espère les colors.
Right. We're back into the surgery room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak to Madame Cathy, so she can explain to you what she needs, what they need help with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to translate it in English for you. But she's going to speak in French or Lingala, and I will translate. Maman Cathy, la difficulté vous a The first thing she's saying is the difficult things we have here is, as you can see, the amount of people that are in this hospital.
Mais toujours pour proposer à charge de vie capacité d'accueil moqué matériel autour conseil la même ça comme c'est doit exacté.
She's saying here that, as you can see, they've got no choice. They have to, they literally have to take in everybody. They have to take in everybody. That's all. They have to take everybody that's come, every patient. They can't turn any patient away because they've got nowhere else to go. But they're lacking in materials, they're lacking in tools, and they'll need a lot of help with those.
Sans prise en charge. Vraiment, ils sont abandonnés, sans prise en charge réelle. Même si la vie sur même qui s'est coupé, ça va y soigner, mais avec le B, pour le paracétamol, mais cela ne suffit pas. C'est ça.
Right. What she's saying is, all those widows there, a lot of them don't have any money. They've come to the hospital for treatment. And because also the hospital doesn't have because the hospital doesn't have any medicine for everybody, they do the best they can. Even the little that they have, they try to treat everybody, but they don't have the medicines. They've got so many patients who can't afford medicines. Them themselves could not afford medicine. They don't have the capacity to treat everybody, but they try their best with the little that they have. So they're lacking in medicines, they're lacking in tools, they're lacking in machineries. They're also lacking in more professional to come and work, because all they've got here is they've only got one doctor, one nurse, and one she's a responsibility of the whole of the hospital here. So they've only got one of each. So if the doctor is swamped by so many patients, he's not going to be able to do much. He's have to just do one at a time, because it's the only doctor that they've got here.
Comme vous remarquez, l'effort personnel jusqu'à point même il y a sacrifier habitat pour la population, pour l'État n'a pas en tout cas. Ah bah petit votre c'est le développement, c'est comme si l'État la qualité. Moi personnel moyen basali mais non engagé on peut vivre que ya ba tradition ya mike bat oyo oh fallait même pas futama mais na la cause ba moi charge parce que l'État zo qui peut même bisouter.
Right, what Madame Kati is saying is, even though they're looking after everybody here, they haven't been paid. They're not even being paid. So the government hasn't. They have been unpaid for a very, very long time. But it's a passion that that job. The nursing and being in the medical profession is a passion to them. They like the help, and that's why they're still doing it. But they have not been paid. The little they're receiving is, for example, if a patient came in and said, "Oh, thank you, here a little donation. Here's a chicken. Here's a little goat. Here's so and so." But them themselves, the government are not taking them. They're not paying them basically. They're not taking care of them, the government. So these aren't being paid by the government. It's just little donations that some people may have, and they're actually working just with donations. But they work. This is a government institute, but they're working with just donations. They haven't even been paid.
Peut-être dans ce toujours sénateur à boy en net, vos sous-abisso, toujours quand même à locaux, ils sont confortables, toujours quand même hôpital et à solo, jusqu'à point même s'il faut penser aux petits orphelins, on a au bazar déjà dans Kantiawa, pas la même école, tout ça là bas école, comment pour tout regarder même l'éducation, peut-être assurer bah soins de santé et à qualité. Mais ce que nous voulons, bon il y a vraiment dans le soin d'abisso, vous êtes vraiment les bienvenus. Pour la visite au Là-bas, je peux passer parole par docteur.
Right. What Mama Kati has said is that she would really appreciate if everybody here could open their hearts and just help them. That they've got passion for the work they want to do. They're just lacking on the utensils, as you could see. As I've shown you when I've gone around the hospital, I've shown you what is needed. She's saying you're all welcome. You come and visit. Even the orphans that are here, if we can make a little school for them or a center just to accommodate them, that'll go a long way. Do you know what I mean? So we've got a lot of orphans here. And what I've done is as well, this is not just a hospital. It's also, they've turned it also into a center where at night, a lot of these orphans, a lot of these widows have got nowhere to go. So they literally have to stay here because they've got nowhere else to go. So what they do sometimes is they actually put mats on the floor, even though it's a hospital, just to accommodate the very little they could do, they do. But apart from that, in conclusion, all she just she's asking for is a lot of help. If you can find it in your heart. And as you've seen, we've gone around the hospital, we've seen, how it's in the most deplorable state. So you've seen it for yourself. I haven't just spoke. I've actually took you a tour of the hospital, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it on to our doctor to say a few things, so you could also hear what he has to say. in accordance with the work he's doing here, the difficulty that he's had.
Je vais déjà aller là.
Doctor, quelque chose à dire?
Bon, je m'appelle Martin Atandou
This is Dr. Martin Katandu. He's saying that's his name.
et nous travaillons ici au centre qui est à caractère humanitaire.
They're working in a center, obviously, which is for humanitarian purposes.
Nous avons plusieurs difficultés.
They've got a lot of difficulties here, just as the same as what Makati said, a lot of difficulties.
Mais avec votre présence, nous faisons croire que nous avons déjà une solution.
With my presence being here and the fact that I'm filming this, they're saying that we've already got a solution. So they know their message will be transmitted to yourselves.
Et nous travaillons pour la santé et les soucis de notre population qui est abandonnée.
We work for the health and the well-being of our population who are abandoned.
Avec vous, ce que vous avez vu, tout ce qui se passe ici, avec des conditions très impossibles, on fait des moyens pour sauver la vie.
As you can see, as you've seen around how we've shown you all around this building, the condition that they're working under is the most deplorable state, but they're doing their best because they have to save lives.
Dans tous les domaines ou départements qui occupent l'hôpital, on est à terre. Vous voyez même du point de vue imagerie, laboratoire, soins, on n'a aucun matériel adéquat qui peut nous défendre.
What he's saying is they're doing everything that is needed in the hospital. So they've got surgery, they've got pediatric, they've got what's it called? They've got a maternity. But they lack equipment and they're just doing as much as they can with the little that they have, which is nothing at all. So they're just doing their best with what, as you can see, you visited the hospital, you've seen everything and where we've been and the lack of equipment that they have. So the little that they have, they're trying because they have to save lives.
Et par manque de moyens, je peux donner un exemple très typique. On peut le faire pas même 2 minutes avant votre entrée. Et nous avons pris du sang chaud pour sauver une vie à un nourrisson de 9 mois. Voilà, nous avons pris du sang qui est chaud. On a cherché des eaux glaciées. Voilà, on fait des examens de routine pour avoir, ne fût-ce que si les personnes n'est pas atteintes de VIH/SIDA, n'est pas atteintes de l'hépatite. Voilà, nous allons transfuser comme cela sans faire beaucoup d'examens qui est nécessaire.
Right, I'm gonna tell you about this. What Dr. Kapemba is saying is they received a case here earlier on of a 9-month-old child who needed blood, and they had to remove the blood. As you can see, this blood here was removed from a patient, and they've removed it in the most archaic way because they don't have any equipment to test it even for diseases. So there could be HIV here, there could be AIDS, there could be syphilis, there could be hepatitis B, you don't know, because they don't have the equipment to test all these. But they had to remove this blood and just be able to believe that the patient is telling them the truth, that they don't have any diseases in their blood. So they've took this blood here. And what he's saying to me as well is the fact that they don't have a fridge to put this. So this is warm blood, which was meant to be under ice. So they've had to buy ice outside and put it here just to cool the blood down before it can go into the patient. So he's saying we're lacking even those basic essential of a fridge to actually put this in. We don't even have it here. As you notice, I've took you around. There wasn't a fridge everywhere that I went in. Every room that I went, you did not see a fridge anywhere.
Les veuves ainsi que les enfants vulnérables nous parviennent de venir sans rien, mais ils viennent nous consulter. Enfin, nous travaillons ici dans des locaux qui n'ont pas électrifié. On n'a ni l'eau potable. C'est pour cela que nous lançons un cri d'alarme si vous pouvez nous aider à parler.
What Dr. Kapenda is saying is, over here, as you can see, this is how they work. There's no electricity. So, if someone's performing surgery here, there's no machine. So, there's literally no machine. There's no heartbeat machine whatsoever. Someone's performing surgery. So if you're performing surgery here, you're just relying on checking the pulse and checking on the patient's breathing. There's no machine. There's no machine. So they're just working with the little that they have. And there's no electricity, as you can see, there's no electricity here. So you could be working here in the dark. And what they tend to use a lot here is torches. So someone could have a torch and they could be operating a patient here with a torch. As you can see, it's not also in the most cleanest state. An operation center should be very, very clean, hygienically clean. But here, as you can see, this is a room, just a normal room with nothing inside. No operation equipment, no nothing. It's just as you see it here. So, coming here, you're more likely to get more infections, as you can see. This is what they have to do. They have to put water just to cool the blood, and that's cold water because they don't have a fridge, as you could see. This is a typical example of what they have to do here. So if you can help them with a hospital fridge, it would really help. But this is what they have to do. This is just cold water, just to keep that blood cool. It's not even cold. So they're asking for fridges. As you can see, this is what they have to do. Medical professions, this is what they have to do.
Pour terminer, je vais insister concernant la rémunération. L'ONG et le centre a plusieurs personnels. Nous sommes en difficulté pour payer ces personnels. Nous avons du côté santé et du côté humanitaire. Et nous avons aussi des administrateurs. Donc nous demandons l'aide pour que même un petit rien pour donner à ses parents, ils sont aussi leurs familles. En plus de ça, le peu de moyens que nous prenons avec les contributions locales n'arrivent pas vraiment à donner à tout le monde.
What Dr. Kapenge is saying is they also want help. They've got so many staff, administration staff, who are not paid. In a humanitarian state, they're not actually paid. They themselves are not paid, and they've got other staffs as well that are not paid. These staff also need some sort of a little income because they've also got families as well. But like I was saying earlier on, these doctors and nurses here are abandoned by the government. They are actually abandoned by the government. And they've got families themselves. But it's because for the love of the job that they do, the profession of medicine that they're doing this, they need a lot of help, they need a lot of support. I've explained to you that what they were going to say, I was going to translate in English. So I've translated Dr. Kapenge, I've translated Madame Kati. So as you can see, all they're asking for is just help to run the center properly, to run it with equipment. Even all the equipment that are not needed anymore. It will go a long way in this hospital because, like I said, we're lacking in equipment. Even syringes, we're lacking in syringes. Even a simple tablet as a paracetamol, we're lacking in that. So it's just they're just a plea for help. And I'm sure you've heard them. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go back around and see the orphans and the widows, and we're going to try and, distribute some of what you've donated. So you know exactly who you are and what you've donated. Donated it was around 2019. This was donated, but because of COVID, I couldn't travel here 2019, 2020, 2021. At the end, I felt right. I needed to turn up here 2022 so I could donate the goods that you donated in 2019. So we're going to go and see some of the widows. Although there's more than what we have bought for them, but we're going to at least try and give them one piece of item just to satisfy them because there's so many, but we've got so little to give. But if you could just encourage your donations, your clothes, material, equipment, tables, bedding, chairs, lights, generators, you know, just basic things to run a hospital, fridges, syringes, drugs, medicine, just things that the doctor and then the staff could run this hospital with as it should be, because in a very, very appalling state, as you could see, but it's all they have. So we're gonna go and see the rest of a lot of these are like, there's a lot of orphans here as well. There's a lot of, as you can see, they're all there's a lot of orphans as well, so as you can see, these are all orphans. You see over there, all the young men. I mean, some of them are shy, as you can see, she's probably shy because she's on camera. But yeah, all these girls are all orphans. They're all orphans. A lot of these kids are orphans. We're going to be giving them what you donated. So all these girls are going to receive their donations. All these kids, a lot of these are also, they're also orphans. So all of these, as you can see, they're loaded here as well. So all of these, what we're going to be doing is going to be giving what you've given us, most of what we can. So all of these children as well. And outside here, like I said, a lot of these that we've got here are all widows that we're going to be, even though there's so many of them, we've only got so little. But we're going to try and just distribute everything that you've given to us, you know, so it could be, so everybody could get at least a piece of item, let it be a shirt or a dress or a skirt or whatever you want to call it. The orphan, we've got a few clothes for a lot of the children, which we're going to be giving them. Some toys as well that were donated as well, so we're going to be doing that as well. So as you can see, it's all through here, yeah, all through there, and they go all through there as well, and they go all through there as well. As you can see, all of them here. You see, all of these are orphans. As you can see, these are all of them here. These kids, they're all orphans, yeah, and all of these, they're all widows. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put a pause for a minute, and then I'm going to sort out the clothes, and then I'm going to start filming again, and you'll see us distributing the goods. Although we haven't bought all of them, we bought some here, some are still left over. We're going to bring the rest and give it to them. So that's enough, yes. Look at them.
Bande konangai eza lisungi mindele bazaka minene bisoto za mike eza balo eutu kuna topesa bino oke patayer be diminango soke kokiyote eza lisungi makasi to sala trouble te doyebi kongo to za na pasi yango mwana ye kosunga bino po apesa bino mwa elamba tokenda kolele paga mindele betindele biso misusu poto za bato apasi emboza wana bitolia kapiete banda tongo bo meriti bolie toko sunga bango ba yebisa biso atamwa semuli betindela biso na mwa loso parce que basalisa biso leta kipaka biso te. Alors to sepele na mamoyo wapi mama to sepele na mamoyo asali boya azosungwa bino na moyenne yeka mais azala moyete azama lamu mamoyo azabu boto mama bolamu na mwa muto ya azosunga bino. Alors yango na mwana pe aye na mwa elamba pesa bino ekosuka kaka watoto senga lisungi na mindele basunga biso tozaba to pasi leta kipaka biso te talanga moko na witi kozoko muto asungi ngaye na pesi yembele loko te na zoki apesi ngai loko ta traiter nga pesi ba pesa 17 pence profondeur 4 cm. Ma sungi ngana fuite lokote. Eza li sungi te. To sepela. To pesa penyo sepa ya. Eloko eleki nzambe na mokili. Okay, merci.
What we're gonna do We're gonna give the men the clothes. So these are clothes for men, and a lot of these men, these are the disabled. So the clothes that you've given, which are here, the clothes that you've given. The clothes that you have given, which are here, the men's clothes. This is what I'm gonna be distributing. So those that have given a lot of the men's clothes, they're here right now. So your clothes are going exactly where you wanted them to go. They're here. So we're going to be giving them the clothes. We're going to start giving the clothes. Start giving the clothes. So we're not in particular order. We're just giving them clothes. So as you can see, we're giving them. Even though what they're saying is, even though these clothes are big and they're small, they can take it to the tailor, and the tailor could get it smaller for them. So we've got a tailor, and the tailor can get it for them. Pardon. Regarde, je ça mon chouchou, ouais, ils ont la chemise. Chemise, va papa, ils ont.
Quelle dose de chemise va papa? Bâtissimo au ghetto, ouais. Robe, ton peso.
So we're giving just the men their clothing. These are men's clothes we're giving. We told them that they can go to the tailors to make them small for them.
So like ça.
So these are the clothes that you've given.
Merci, Matondo.
So we're giving them. You see all your donations. We're just giving it to them. Even though they're big, what they're doing is they're going to shorten the form. So we're giving all your donations.
What do you
We're giving all your donations. These are all your clothing. And over there as well. These are donations.
Pesa ya pesa. Amulai.